failure. It's the one thing we all fear, yet it's the one thing we can never truly avoid. No matter how prepared, how skilled, or how determined we are, failure is inevitable. And yet we spend so much energy trying to escape it, dreading it, even allowing it to dictate our choices. Fear of failure can paralyze us, keeping us stuck in jobs we hate, preventing us from speaking up, or stopping us from pursuing our biggest dreams. We hesitate, procrastinate, and talk ourselves out of taking action because we can't bear the thought of failing. But here's the truth. Failure is not your enemy. The real enemy is the way you let it control you, the way it keeps you small, the way it convinces you that you're not capable. But what if you could reframe failure? What if you could see it as an essential part of your growth instead of something to be avoided? This is where Stoic philosophy becomes a game changer. The Stoics understood that failure is not what defines you, your reaction to it does. They taught that setbacks are simply lessons, opportunities to strengthen your resilience and refine your skills. When you stop fearing failure and start embracing it, you unlock an entirely new level of confidence and inner peace. And if you stay with me until the end of this video, I'll show you how to apply Stoic philosophy to not just overcome your fear of failure, but to use failure as a tool for growth, resilience, and success. I'm Stoic Mark, and welcome to Stoic Self-Development, the channel where we break down ancient Stoic wisdom and make it practical for modern life. If you want to build emotional resilience, develop an unshakable mindset, and learn how to navigate life's challenges with calm and confidence, then make sure to subscribe. Because today we're talking about one of the biggest obstacles to success, the fear of failure, and how to master it using timeless Stoic principles. Let's be honest, failure hurts. It stings. It makes us doubt ourselves, question our abilities, and sometimes even consider giving up altogether. Maybe you failed an important exam. Maybe you lost a job opportunity. Maybe you started a business and watched it crumble. Whatever the failure was, it left a mark. And if that fear remains unchecked, it can stop you from ever trying again. But here's the problem. Failure isn't what holds you back. It's your perception of failure, the way you interpret it. In Stoic philosophy, one of the most powerful teachings is this: it's not the event itself that disturbs you, but your judgment of the event. That means failure is never actually the problem. The problem is how you react to it. The good news, you control that reaction. So, how do you reframe failure so that it works for you instead of against you? First, you need to accept that failure is a natural part of life. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall over a lot. But do they stop trying? No. They don't judge themselves. They don't think, maybe I'm just not meant to walk. They get up and keep going. Somewhere along the way, we lose that natural resilience. We start believing that failure is a sign that we're not good enough. But the truth is, failure is simply feedback. It's a teacher, not a verdict. The great Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Every failure you experience is a form of training. It is shaping you, refining you, making you stronger, but only if you choose to see it that way. Let's make this practical. How do you actually apply Stoicism to overcome the fear of failure in your everyday life? Here are 3 powerful strategies that will change the way you approach failure forever. First, Use the Stoic technique of PREMEDITATIO MALORUM. This means visualizing failure before it happens. Imagine the worst-case scenario. What if your project fails? What if you don't get the promotion? What if your idea gets rejected? Now ask yourself, even if all of that happens, will I survive? The answer is always yes. By mentally preparing for failure, you take away its power. You realize that failure won't destroy you. It will simply be another challenge to overcome. Second, detach your self-worth from outcomes. A common mistake people make is tying their value to success. If they succeed, they feel worthy. If they fail, they feel worthless. But the Stoics teach us that our worth is not determined by external results, but by our character, our effort, and our virtue. You are not your failures. You are the person who learns from them, adapts, and keeps going. Measure yourself not by whether you win or lose, but by how you respond. Third, reframe failure as growth. Every failure contains a lesson. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Did it reveal a weakness you need to improve? Did it expose a blind spot? Did it make you more resilient? Every great success story is built on a foundation of failures. The most successful people in history have failed more times than the average person has even tried. The difference is they didn't let failure stop them. So now, let's apply this to your life. Think about something you've been afraid to do because you might fail. Maybe it's asking for a raise, starting a new career, or launching a creative project. What's stopping you? That voice in your head telling you it won't work? That fear of looking foolish? Imagine if you removed that fear. Imagine if you saw failure not as something to avoid, but as something necessary for growth. How much more would you achieve? How much further would you go? And here's the best part. Once you truly embrace failure as part of the process, you become unstoppable. Because nothing can break you. Every setback makes you wiser. Every rejection makes you stronger. And every failure becomes another step forward. Tell me in the comments, what failure are you currently afraid of? Let's talk about it. I want to hear your story. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to keep learning how to build emotional resilience and apply Stoic techniques in your life. And before you go, watch this next video where I break down another powerful Stoic strategy for dealing with setbacks and uncertainty. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. See you there.